What's up, everybody? Gridbot Guru here, and what I'm going to do is today what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about these Bitcoin prices and what you all should be looking for. So if you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscription, hit that bell. If you want to get somebody to bounce some ideas off of, we got a Pinex Discord. We also have Gridbot Guru Discord down at the bottom. Subscribe to those. If you guys sign up with Pinex using the link below, let me know on Discord, and I will purposely reach out to you. Let me know. I will get with you and I will help you set up your first grid bot. Okay. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and chart up Bitcoin because it is, we got a couple different interesting things going on. So here we go. We are going to start off with up here. Okay, up here. This is what we ended up getting. So we got this high way up here. This is the daily, so it's 24 hour. This is the daily, and my high was about 64,850, so somewhere around there. I'm not worried about that right now. That's not my main concern. What I am concerned is where is the floor. So if you guys haven't watched my support and resistance video, go check this out. This is my plug for it. Go check that one out. If you have watched it, you're going to kind of get an idea of what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up, I'm going to get some horizontal lines, and I'm going to put some areas that I see as a floor. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at a wick, and then I'm also going to look at a body. Okay, so I'm going to get a kind of an area like that. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to put a body, and then I've got a wick. All right, now I'm going to fill those in, I'm going to take those away. But before I do that, I'm going to come over here, and what you guys are going to see is, actually I could probably move that one wick down, or that one line down just a tad. So what I do is I look for support and resistance in areas using the body and using the wick. Okay, so over here, I went all the way over here. You're going to see this comes up, it wicks all the way up, but the sellers, they'll push it back down. But it does bust through, so it comes all the way up, but at the same time, right here. So people ended up starting on, let's see, January 4th. People started taking profit, and that candle went all the way down. So it started, let's see, it opened at about 30, we'll say 33,000. So people said, oh, that's a good time to take profit. I'm in profit. It wicked all the way down to about 28.2. And then it pushed back up all the way to about 32, we'll say 31.9. The why that is important is because this was a giant area. This was an area that the buyers and sellers were fighting. So you're going to see it wicked all the way down, but then the buyers pushed it all the way back up. So it eventually closed way up here, but it tested this area. And why is that important? Is because this is going to be an area that continues to get tested. So you're going to see that it looks like this wick touched that line, that about 32 or 31, 30,000 line. You're going to see that this wick went all the way down to about 28, 29. Again, it's going to hit. So it's going to test this area. This area held. So this is going to be considered now a floor. So it comes up, it touches this, so this ceiling up here to where it hit, it wicks up, and you're going to do the exact opposite, but they push it back down. Wicks up, pushes it back down, wick, and then it's going to come and it's going to test this floor again. So it's going to come up, it's going to test what we call a ceiling or resistance. And if it broke through, then that is when these two areas are going to end up being support and resistance. So if it breaks through, this is now an area of support. Okay, this is now an area of support. Now, we have other areas all through here. I'm not going to deal with those right now because we have already gone past them. So we could have said like this is an area right here, but we've already broken through that. So we are down and we are messing with these areas right here. Okay, so let me get this all situated for you. All right, what I do, if you have not looked at my zone to zone trading, check that out. This is how I work with it. So I'm going to put a zone right there. There's one zone. I'm also going to come up here and I'm going to put another zone. Okay. Now I'm going to then take away my green lines because I'm not worried about necessarily your horizontal lines. I'm worried about the boxes. So the boxes are telling me that this is an area that more than likely will get retested. Now I say that and I really honestly have no idea, but I'm saying that because if you look at this one, it has hit, it went back up. Okay, this one's starting to hit and go back up. Within this daily time frame, what you can start doing is you can start breaking it down. So if we go down to 2 hours, you're going to see that there's going to be some strong areas. So I would say this might be an area all the way down here. Now, you're going to end up getting other areas. So you're going to see that this could be considered maybe a triple top if you would like. For me, it didn't really break down a significant amount to retest it. It just kind of stayed in this area. Did it retest? Yeah, it didn't go past this area. So to me, that tells me that this is a ceiling. This is a resistance area. This down here, that's going to be the absolute floor. And what that tells me is if we break past this 2819, we're probably going to go back down even further. Okay, so that is going to be what I'm watching for. Now, realistically, if I'm looking at a floor, I'm probably going to end up coming over and I'm going to look at the absolute base and the absolute wick. Or sorry, the absolute lowest body and the absolute wick. And what I'm going to then do is I'm going to end up charting that, and I'll probably make it a different color. So let's make that one a different color. Let's fill it with, we'll do a pinkish color. Nope, we're going to do a different color. We'll do blue. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, honestly, personally, I'm not going to count this wick. And the reason why is because there was so many other things happening during that time. That was the big China news. That was massive amounts of liquidations. That was, so you have all these catalysts that really people freaked out about, which is why you have a wick that is a 15% wick. And that's just a wick. That means it went all the way down, but it rebounded and came back up. If you guys remember, people started getting liquidated. China had news coming out saying, I think they are banning, and I don't know the exact law, but something around Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies they're banning. So people jumped on Binance. They started pulling their funds, trying to do these orders, trying to stop orders. So if you remember, and you can look back on May 18th. Look back on May 18th and see how many exchanges went down or temporarily temporarily suspended trading. It like every one of them, Coinbase, Binance, Binance US, KuCoin, I think had some problems. Pinex obviously probably had problems too. I believe they did with their 3L, 3S tokens, because those are directly fed into Binance. So there was a lot of problems that day just because people were freaking out. So we have this area that people are freaking out on. It corrects itself, but then you have this area that is resistance. So it's going to come back down. It's going to slowly come back down. Here's our low. So our candle low is 32,648 from what I can tell. Our wick low is 31,117. All right. So that's going to be my next box. That's going to be my box. Okay. What that means is you have two things right now. What that means is this trend could either one of two things: hit this and reverse and come back up to the 42, or it could hit this and come back down to 28, 30, somewhere around in here. Here's the situation that we are in. We currently are in what I think, and this is not financial advice, I think we're going to land somewhere around in here, and we're going to start heading back up. Potentially we could come down here, but I feel like this blue box is going to be more of a truer floor. And the reason why is because this box was more of a FOMO, or a freak out that people were and also technology problems, because so many people were trying to get out of their positions at the same time. You had people who were either A, getting wrecked and they're getting liquidated, or B, they are so far down that they're just like, you know what, I'm already this far in the hole, I might as well keep it, and then it bounces back up. Or you have a bunch of people who saw it coming and they say, oh, we're down here around 30 grand. I'm going to buy, which pushes it back up. So I don't feel like this is a true floor currently. It hasn't been tested. This, I feel like, is a true floor. If it comes down to here, Bitcoin's price, if it comes down into the blue area, my feeling, my gut is it will probably bounce and come back up to the 42-40 area, somewhere around in here. Now, I'm going to take it even further, and I'm going to go down to the 5 minutes. Okay, and the reason why I'm going to the 5 minutes is I want to show everybody something. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just something from all the videos that I've seen. This is something that I have noticed. Okay, and I'm going to highlight this area right here. I'm going to make it a different color, a lighter color. I'm going to make it a lighter green, just that area. And I'm also going to come over, I want to do that one. I'm also going to come over and I'm going to do this area as well. So what I want you guys to look at on this is, do you see how it comes down? This price comes, and I know this is in the past, but this price comes down and then it hits in the same area quite a bit. It may jump up, but it comes back down and hits in the same area. Again, this is on a 5 minute. It is testing that area. So testing this area. So around the 34 to 34.8 to the 34.6 area. It's testing it. It's wanting to see how strong that is. And believe it or not, whenever you start having a bunch of back and forth and choppiness like this, it's getting a floor, it's securing a floor, it's building a floor. And so what you have is then you have potential for an upward trend. Now, again, this is perfect because I want you guys to see this. Do you see how this is a top right here and then it comes back down? If you go all the way up, you're going to notice that I'm going to put you see my dotted line. If I go all the way across, look where it hits. Boom. There's another floor. It goes up. It blasts through that floor, comes down, okay, hits in this area. And then look at this. I can almost line it all back up again. And you're seeing another resistance area. So it comes back down. But what I really want to show you guys is this area right here. And this is real time. I feel like it's starting to build a floor in this area. I feel like a floor is starting to be built. Now, I could be 100% wrong, and we could tank and go all the way down to 32.4 and then keep going down to 28 and then potentially 22. But what I'm wanting you guys to do is be on the lookout for some of these things. I'm going to bounce back out to the daily because I had somebody ended up tagging me, and they ended up saying, they said, what about a dead cat bounce? For those of you who don't necessarily know what a dead cat bounce is, that is a reversal, well, a wannabe reversal on an already down trend. Okay, an already down trend. Now, if this did break this area, this 30,000 area, and started to go back down, and all of a sudden it jumps back up, I might consider this a dead cat bounce. But it hasn't really broken the low, and there was lots of people out there who were saying, did it break this low? Absolutely. And here was an area of support. Here's probably an area of support right around in here. Did it break those? It did. But I feel like the reason it broke is because of all the craziness that happened with the news. I don't think people were mentally thinking, ooh, this price is too high. I still think we have a chance at another all-time high. So I think we're looking at, potentially 70,000 by the end of the year. And I know that's very conservative in my views. I'm thinking more like 75 to 100,000 is probably a better estimate. But again, not financial advice, just what I'm thinking. And this is a good solid floor, this area. And like I said, I really think that this 40,000 would have held if China hadn't said their news, if Elon hadn't come out saying Bitcoin. That was the other thing. Bitcoin was an energy hog. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but when he came out and he said this dropped. Did you? I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter, but he ended up saying something about diamond hands. I wonder what he had diamond hands with. I'd hate to hear that he's talking about Bitcoin being such an energy hog and then having diamond hands by holding it. Because if that's the case, he's part of the problem too. Anyway, I digress. But that's my thoughts behind this. I'm thinking this blue box is going to be an important area of either support, or it's going to go straight through that, and then that's going to end up being a new resistance area. And if that's the case, then I believe that we probably are going to be looking at the 24 to potentially down to 19,000, somewhere around there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put it down. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to go. All right, so there's my first one, my real one. I'm going to go ahead and call it for y'all. right, so let's make our boxes. All right, y'all. So it is on today's date, 5/29. I have 2 theories. Again, not financial advice. We're going to see what happens, though. We're going to see what happens. All right. So those are going to be my 2 next boxes. I'm going to clean it up for you guys a little bit. Let's make it purple. Actually, what we'll do is we'll make it a different color. So we're going to make it dark green. All right, so there's my other 2 boxes. So those are going to be my next floors. So this area is going to be 24,000, and then dropping down to about 20,000, about 19,000. So those are going to be my next 2 areas. So if this area up here is 30,000 to 28,000, if it does not hold, I have a feeling we're going back down here, and I don't think this one is very strong, which means we'll probably come back down to this one as well. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm hoping that kind of helps you out, kind of give you an insight. Personally, I'm like everybody else here. I watched a lot of videos before starting this journey of making videos for everybody, hoping that these help you out. I don't know if I said this at the beginning. I've had some real life stuff happening lately that I've had to be mindful of. So that's why I haven't got a video out in a while. I've been on Discord though. So if you guys join Discord, join our channels, tag me if you have questions, DM me if you have questions. I'm there to help. I can give insight on different ideas, different thoughts that I have. All right, everybody. I'm hoping you guys all have a green day. Happy trading. Stay green. Look for a good opportunity. Okay. If you guys are a whale, throw in, buy in. Let's reverse this thing. Let's keep it going. All right. All right, guys. Happy trading. Stay green.